In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to use the Sconfig utility to perform some basic configuration tasks on Windows Server. This is really useful if you're using a server core installation. With no graphical user interface, you can wonder where on earth you go from here. Now, of course, you could use PowerShell for a lot of these tasks if you can remember the PowerShell commands. With the server core, let's press Ctrl-Alt-Delete to unlock the session that I'm currently in, and then enter in the password for the administrator I'm logged in as. It's going to take me to a command prompt, and I can type in sconfig to bring up the sconfig menu. Now, in the menu, we have a bunch of different choices that all have an associated number. I can view or change the domain or workgroup that the server is connected to. I can change the computer name. I can add a local administrator, and I can configure whether remote management is allowed of the server or not. I can also modify the Windows Update settings and tell the server to download and install updates. I can enable or disable remote desktop, view and change the configuration of the network settings, and also change the date and time. I can look at some of the telemetry settings and even activate Windows through this utility. And then I can log off the user, restart the server, shut it down, or exit back to my command line. Let's take a look at enabling remote desktop. So I'm going to type in number 7, which was the option here for remote desktop, and then type in E to enable remote desktop. Then I'm going to choose option 2 to allow clients running any version of the remote desktop client to be able to connect to this using remote desktop, and it's going to prompt me and give me a warning that that's a less secure option than, say, using the remote desktop versions that has network level authentication. So now that is enabled, let's go take a look at the network settings. With the network settings, I can view all of the configuration for this network adapter. So I can see the IP address, the subnet mask, the default gateway, and the preferred DNS servers. And on this particular server here, I've got the networking set to be a static IP address. I'm not using DHCP. So I'll go back to the main menu with option 4 and then choose to configure the date and time. So option 9 brings up the little graphical user interface for the date and time, and if I go and click to change that setting, I can see the little icon for user account control. So this is one of those settings that is guarded by the user account control security mechanisms. And once I finish doing the tasks that I wanted to do in Sconfig, I can type in option 15 and exit back to that server core command line again. So this is a really great, quick and easy way. When you build a new server core server in your environment, you can use this to set the server name, go and set the network settings, and then maybe tell it to go off and install any of the Windows updates that have been available since the installation files that you used.